Rico along with Greg Olson. That's Brandon McManus to get this one underway. And off we go from Allegiant Stadium. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll run with the Boise State product, Ashton Jeanty. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Edger and Cooper, they're on the tackle.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Keep it on the ground with Jeanty. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards. Good for a Raider first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Play action now. It's Gino. He's going to look deep here, looking for Lockett. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. A pickup there of 25 yards. First down, Vegas.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Off the play fake. It's Smith. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. This has been a solid opening drive. Knocking on the door. First and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Here's Jeanty. And he will get into the end zone. Ashton Jeanty. Touchdown, Las Vegas. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but, Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly right out of the gates, that's a pretty good opening drive in an early 6 points.
And that is incomplete. Aggressive play here, score on that opening drive, but they don't get the 2, and it remains 6-0. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. And he's going to bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And he goes nowhere, buried back at the 15-yard line. Love to throw to get started. That's caught right side. It's the tight end Musgrave. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
A second down throw for Love. Catch is made by Romeo Dobbs. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Green Bay first down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Down. Set. Black. 95.
In motion goes Dobbs.
Ready?
Now, man, who won a rushing title wearing silver and black. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
Ready. Go. 50. Set.
Once again, it's Jacobs. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Third, they need 8. The man in motion is Watson.
Yellow.
So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's the Raiders with the early lead. And we're back in Vegas after this. They need 8 as they come up for third down.
Let's go now. Set.
Here's Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, the ball carrier. He's taken down at the 33-yard line.
On fourth down, the Packers turn it over to Daniel Whelan to punt. Deep for the Raiders, it's Trey Tucker. Taken at the 19. Oh, looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return.
At their own 30-yard line.
We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Genty. Lots of space past the 45. 20, 15, and he will dive into the end zone. 70 yards. Touchdown, Vegas.
Well, on one sideline, you're ecstatic. You couldn't have dreamed up a better start. 2 drives, 2 long touchdowns. But then across the field, they've got to answer some hard questions. They've got to figure out exactly what they're doing wrong defensively. Because if there's one thing in the NFL, you cannot give up big plays, and you especially can't give up big plays for touchdowns.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. He gets swarmed under. Doesn't even get to the 15.
14-yard line.
The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline.
Ready up. Here we go. Set.
Love to throw on 1st and 10. That is pulled in by Musgrave. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Yellow.
In motion goes Dobbs.
30.
Now Jacobs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
He's got a man. It's Dobbs. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
It's a gain of
2 minutes
6.
remain here in this first half. We'll return to Las Vegas after this. Here's 1st and 10.
Come on. Set.
In motion goes
60
Dobbs.
ready. 60. Ready.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he dances away from one defender on his way. Gain of 7.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Moving to his right. That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And it'll be 3rd down.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. And he will have a Packers first down. At least it appears that way. Got it by maybe the length of the football.
And it looked at first like that opening was going to close up on him, didn't it, Mike? I mean, really nice job there by the back. Patient and quickness kind of all at the same time to find that hole. And he's able to get through to keep this drive alive.
We'll go play action with Love. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
That's a timeout for Green Bay. It'll be their second as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. First and 10 now from the 36. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. On first down, it's Love. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. Trying to connect with Romeo Doubs that time. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
First down away to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. Here's Love, operating out of the pistol. He's going to go deep, looking for Reed. And the Raiders are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. On the ground, it's Genji to start the drive. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
A 7-yard pickup brings up
So, 1 half in the books. 2nd half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Great job there by the coverage team. They get him down at the 12.
At their own 12-yard line.
Hey, check Mega. Here we go, check.
In motion goes Dobbs. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these zero or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots. I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate the arm strength he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball is over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
Red, 45, white. Set.
From the gun on third down, it's Love. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. A big one there on third down, good for 26 yards.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. On play action, Love. He'll let this one rip, looking for Watson. And this will be incomplete.
I love that they continue to stay aggressive here, Mike, and that route right there, we used to call it a big 8. It's a deep post route, but the ball placement isn't exactly where it needs to be, and that's a missed opportunity.
Okay, right.
2nd and 10. The man in motion is Watson.
60 red. 60 red.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. Here's a screen taken in by Jacob. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Screen works to perfection. Give them 18 yards and move the chains. 1st down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get there.
He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
It's 2nd down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Here we go. Ready?
They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Adam Butler there on the tackle.
At the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
3rd and long.
Down. Yellow, 43. Hey, hey, blue. Steel, black.
Now Love. That complete to Jacobs. And they finally catch up with him, but it's a big play, taking it into the red zone.
It's a gain of 40.
A big play and a much-needed one as well. An even 40 yards.
40 yards.
Ready up.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10.
Let's go. 33. Yellow. Ready?
To throw is Love. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
Well, the best screenplay is, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
And he's going to have a 1st down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Ready? Cut.
Jacobs trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
Well, after being stopped for no gain on first down on the ground, Mike, it brings up the question. 2nd and goal from the 2, what do? I like throwing it. I don't like waiting till 3rd down to air the ball out. So if they want to take a shot at the end zone, I think it's got to be here on 2nd and goal.
And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and goal.
Love to throw. He's got his big tight end. Tucker Kraft. Touchdown, Packers.
Touchdown, Green Bay.
Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
And I don't think he got there. He did not. They mark him short. The try for 2, unsuccessful. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. On the return is Dylan Laube. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
They'll run with Genty. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
10 yards on the pickup.
They'll go again with Genty. He'll take this for a couple, but the official signals he has enough. 1st down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
They go play action with Smith. Out of the backfield, it's Ashton Genty. And he'll be marked out at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Raider 1st down.
Here's Genty. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play.
At the Packers' 42-yard line.
On play action, Smith. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. This one down the field, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Gino gonna throw for it. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he is gonna have a Raiders 1st down on what will be a big play there for 4th and long. On the ground, it's Genty. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
It's a loss of 2.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Off the play fake. Smith. That is caught at the 3. And he'll take it on in. Tyler Lockett. Touchdown, Vegas.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
Gino to throw. Escaping to his left. And he'll get into the end zone. Doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion.
There was no hesitation from this offense. Immediately after they scored that touchdown, the entire sideline was holding up 2 fingers. They knew exactly what play they wanted. They felt great about it coming into the game, and clearly the right choice.
This one taken at the 7. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
Okay.
They'll come up for 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Hut.
Here's Love. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
Down.
Back to the air, it's Love. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Let's go.
Jacobs.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Here we go. This is 4th down.
Ready.
They'll go for it. Love. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down. As this defense can't come up with the play they needed, they surrender a gain of 17 on 4th down.
60 red.
So the Black Holes celebrate.